Hello, my name is Maria Destor, and I go LinkedIn Live every Tuesday morning to share tips and tricks to help you take your career off of autopilot and get on your way to monetizing your brilliance. Today, I want to talk about the resume. Nobody likes writing their resume. It's one of those things that's almost a barrier to finding a new job sometimes. Today, I'm going to talk about what you need to know and why, when I work with clients, we never start with the resume. Sure, you know what? If you have a very linear career path and you know you're just getting the job, the next thing, sure, start with your resume. Chances are you've been updating it all along as you do achievements, as you should. But I would still argue that even if you are just going on this very linear path to the next thing, that hyper focusing on your resume is going to hold you back from landing that position faster. Okay, so whether you are doing a full career pivot or just moving up the ladder, consider what you know to be true about how people land jobs. Think back to how you landed some of your past positions. I'd bet that your resume was not the main factor in most of your career progression. I can think of one job in all of my jobs where my resume actually got me that interview. How about you? Our resume isn't often the thing that opens the door to an opportunity, that opens the door to an interview, that opens the door to a job. It's a who, right? How many times have people in your network done all those things? It's not the resume. So often a resume is just an HR checkbox these days. So why are you putting so much importance on this document? Is the anxiety and dread and just that you feel about the creation of your resume really not knowing what your value proposition is and what you really want out of your next position? When I work with clients, we always start with reflecting on what you've accomplished in your career, especially those proudest moments. When you think back to what makes you most proud about your career, those proudest career moments, I bet you're suddenly going to be sitting up straighter. You're going to feel the energy you felt when you did this thing. Right now, this person, that is what your next company or organization wants. That's the person they want, the person who solves those problems, the person that shows up with that confidence. And that's what you want as an employee, a job where you just feel the energy. It's you never have the Sunday scaries and you are operating within your zone of genius. Versus the alternative of just starting with that resume document and applying for anything that aligns with maybe a job title that you've had or the job title you think you might want. How many of you have applied for jobs where you're like, oh, I could do that? Oh, well, that kind of fits. Oh, I'm over qualified for this one, right? We've all done that. We've all applied for jobs we know we don't even want. What a waste of time. Instead, consider, what do you want to do? What is your unique value prop that you bring to these companies or organizations? And also, I challenge my clients to consider, what do you want a day in your life to look like? Just because you've been working 50, 60-hour work days, chained to a desk, high pressure, is that what you still want? Are you ready to pivot to something else? Do you want a hybrid position? Do you want remote? Do you want to focus more on your passion and purpose in this next role? Do you want to purpose on or focus on making a lot of money? Hey, it's your career. You pick, but pick. Don't just apply randomly to shotgun approach with this resume that you threw together without thinking about anything. That is hard. And that is going to get you back looking for another job a year or 2 years from now, instead of finding the next right fit for you. So instead of starting with pulling out that resume, start with getting clear on who you are, the problems you solve, and be able to articulate that across all of your brand documents. What is that? That's your resume. That's your LinkedIn. That's your portfolio if it applies for your job or industry. That is also your elevator pitch. How do you communicate to your network, to your peers, to other people, who you are, what you do, and what problems you solve? How do you enable other people to help you by opening doors and making introductions? Once you're clear on all this and you can articulate it, those brand documents come together really quickly because you know exactly what picture you need them to paint. Once you're clear, it doesn't matter. You can write it yourself. You can use AI to spruce it up. You can even ask Uncle Ed, use a coach, or use a resume writer. It really depends on who you are and what your needs are. I serve as an executive director of rare and chronic disease orgs. There aren't hundreds of applications for a job. There are only so many people that live in a geographic region that can apply for this job. My resume matters. If you're a project manager applying in a corporate role where there are 1,000 applicants, I would argue, yes, you need to have a basic resume. You need to have all the buzzwords. You need to have the achievements and meet the qualifications. But your resume is not going to get you past the tracking systems, the whatever, to get you that interview. That is going to need someone to open a door for you, to hand your resume or say, hey, talk to this person for you to get in the door. So understand how much your resume is really going to matter, so you know how much money you want to invest in and time and effort and who you want to help write you to write that document. So to recap, no matter who you are, stopping and considering what you want and what value you deliver is the first step in any career pivot. And after you figure those things out, your resume will come together much easier. Thank you for joining me. My name is Maria, and I help you turn your career off of autopilot and get on your way to monetizing your brilliance. Connect with me by dropping me a DM, and I will get you on my schedule for your free Package Yourself for Profits call. Talk to you soon.